Hello, everyone, and welcome to the For Love and Nerds podcast. I'm here with Katie Leigh. Hi, Katie. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you could be here. So, I wanted to start off by asking what attracted you to voice acting.
Well, it seemed like a fun thing to do. And, the pay looked good at the time. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Did you have any inspirations growing up?
Yeah, I think when I think about it, my parents uh, were really into comedy. They were funny. My dad would do accents, my mother would do accents. We listened to comedy albums. I watched TV. There's a lot of variety shows and cartoons and all those things, that
Yeah,
you
of
grew up
course. Yeah.
with it kind of end up, imitating and enjoying, and that feeds your brain, I guess.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, I was never in theater in high school. That didn't appeal to me, being on stage. It's just, I guess, when I got out of high school, people started to tell me I sounded younger than I was, and I didn't even realize that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and then, they gave me the suggestion, and I think I have a good ear. I'm a pretty good mimic, so um, sometimes you're born with certain talents and skills you develop along the way. And I had gotten a degree in broadcasting because that
Oh,
seemed
okay.
interesting. I actually got that degree. I didn't know what I wanted to major in, and I had sort of dabbled. I was doing improv in San Francisco. That I did that just to kind of build my confidence as a human being, not that I wanted to be a performer.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the whole voiceover thing kind of popped up, and I thought, well, maybe I can make some extra money. And I got an agent. I made a demo with Lucille Bliss in San Francisco, who was the voice of Smurfette.
Oh, wow, nice.
And yeah, the agent sent me to her, I think. And then I was on an interview, and the person was across from me like you are. I said, "How'd you get your job?" And they said, "Oh, I got a degree in broadcasting." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you could get a degree in broadcasting. That sounds great." So I went back to school and did that. So after I graduated, I thought, well, I had managed to actually get into the Screen Actors Guild while I was in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, maybe I should. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Maybe I should try to do voiceover or do more of it. And they said, well, you need to go to LA because that's where the animation was at the
Yeah.
time. We're talking about 1981.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So I went there, which is where I was raised anyhow. So it wasn't a foreign land, so to speak. And I got an agent. And as my buddy, Will Ryan, I don't know if you know, we actually have our own Don't Call It a Podcast show on
Oh,
YouTube called
nice.
Tell You Later, Will Ryan and I. And Will always, when people ask him that question, he'll say, well, I knew I wanted to do it when the check cleared. So, I figured I'd give myself 2 years. If I could make a living, then I'll do this.
Yeah, well, that makes the most sense.
Pretty simple. I'm a very practical person.
Yeah.
I just want to pay my bills and,
You want to live,
that's
don't you?
it,
That's the thing, innit?
right?
Yeah. So what was your first voice acting role?
Well, one of the first things I did was just a little project doing the screaming of a little girl in the bathtub being scalded for the Shriners Burns Institute. They were making like their own industrial film, I
Yeah.
guess, to say what they do. But my first cartoon I ever got booked on was a Mork and Mindy cartoon.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I thought I was going to be a regular, but it was just a one day thing at
Uh,
Hanna-Barbera. But that was encouraging. And then after that, I got cast in a show called Pandemonium that I'm sure you never heard of.
the name
And
rings a bell, but yeah.
then after that, more and more work. I was doing commercials
Yeah.
too, and but they used rarely ever used kids back then. So I was in the right place at the right time. I did a lot of kids voices, and then I got booked in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, which is obviously my favorite role you've done to. It's the most noticeable role I know you for, obviously, because I love that show. Um, so
You seem so young.
yeah, well, my mum and her brother grew up with the show, and they introduced it to me. So I've like binge watched it over the space of like a week or something like that, because it's amazing. I'm
Yeah,
23.
did we do like 3 seasons?
Um, yes, but
Something like 4?
it was either 3 or 4 seasons. But my question for you, I'd like to ask is,
Excuse me.
yeah, that's fine.
I just swallowed my amazement. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, because the last ever episode was never like filmed. Do you know why?
They canceled the show.
All right. I was so traumatized when I got to the final episode, and I
But
was like,
you can buy a box set. Somebody produced a box set of DVDs, and they wanted to record. The name of the script, excuse me, is Requiem, and it was written. And so we went back in the studio. I was the only original cast member who did it,
"Oh, okay."
and we actually recorded it. So you can see the script. There's no animation, but there's a group called a Facebook group, a Dungeons and Dragons Facebook group, and I could tell you who it is. I can look them up. And within that group, there are people who still talk about it, and somebody who's animated that script
Oh, really?
on their own. It's pretty crazy. But I can tell you the name of the group, and you should belong to it. Let me look it up right now. Do you ever have people do research on your show live? Let's see.
There's been a couple of people, yes. So you're not the first, or
It's the Dungeons. Wait, let's see. Dungeons and Dragons cartoon TV series. Is that the group? Do I belong to this? I guess. Yeah. So you can see what they've done there. It's pretty amazing.
yeah, I'll
Uh,
definitely check that out because I really wanted to see the finale because of the amazing work you guys obviously did, and then
well, thank you. You never know at the time. It's like people get older and then they tell you that stuff.
was it? How come there's only one episode though?
What do you mean?
Because there's only one episode that wasn't animated, wasn't it?
Because it got canceled. They, at the time, Adam, there were only 3 television stations. It wasn't like
Oh,
it is now, okay?
yeah,
And programming is very key to maintaining an audience. And they on that show, I remember, if I remember correctly, because God knows it was a long time ago,
yes,
they kept like moving the time so it wasn't consistent. And the other thing is, was on a network, CBS, I think, and they also broadcast American football.
right,
So they would preempt it a lot of times for football. So they lost a lot of audience because it wasn't consistent in their programming. And the network executives look at the numbers, and I think because they didn't show every episode, they could finish maybe the season without having produced all the episodes. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah, I get you, yeah.
So I think that's what happened. They didn't renew it, and that never got produced.
Oh, that's a shame. So how come you were the only original cast member to return,
I
or is
was
that?
probably the only one they could get a hold of who was in LA who was willing to do it.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, fair enough, I suppose.
being honest.
No,
Yeah, my daughter, if you hear it, my daughter actually read Diana's part.
oh wow, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Um, so what was it like working on the show?
Oh, it was amazing because, it was new in my career,
Yeah.
really. And I had been watching television, so I watched Willie Ames and Adam Rich on TV. So they were stars, and Happy Days, I was a big fan of that. And
Yeah.
Don Most was there, so I was like working with all these celebrities. It was pretty cool. It was like I was the nobody. Well,
Okay.
actually, Tanya and she was even less known. I don't think she'd ever done a show
Oh wow.
at all. Yeah.
And I know you went on to do like shows like My Little Pony and more things that were more like
Muppet Babies and
yeah, of course.
Darkwing Duck. All the things that, just now with Disney Plus, you can now see Darkwing Duck, you can see the gummy bears, but the stuff that Disney bought, they don't air. They don't air the original Muppet Babies. They kept that locked up. They don't even issue it on DVD. Now they have their own show, new one they made with a all new
Oh yeah,
cast.
on Disney Junior. Yeah, I've seen that's advertised. Yeah. So what
So
are some of
people don't see shows I worked on for 9 years
is it 9 years?
don't even exist. Yeah, 9 years on the
Wow.
Muppet Babies and 8 years on Gummy Bears. I was very fortunate to work on some very long lasting series. Yeah.
Wow. Do you have your own copies or not?
The Gummy Bears came out with a half set.
Oh,
They
okay.
issued that. I do have Darkwing Ducks. I don't know if I have them all because that was issued as a DVD. But Muppet Babies wasn't. No, I mean I have VHSs that are like getting pretty rotten now. And you turn on because we weren't home to see it, and I'd want to see it, so I plug it in, and you get all these other shows and commercials in between. You can see a lot on YouTube. Somehow people have, they bootleg stuff and put it up there. I think they put it a little faster speed, or they put it in the corner of so you can see it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I found some of the songs I've sung, which is pretty fun too. Um, for a while, you could actually copy things from YouTube, but that's not happening anymore. So the few things I managed to capture, that's all I have.
Well, at least you got some things out there that you can no longer get hold of, I suppose, which is good.
You might not be able to download it, but you can see it. So
Yeah, of
it's
course.
fun.
Yeah.
I just found an episode of the $25,000 pyramid I did in 1986.
Oh really?
I think that is on the internet. I mean, it's a game show, and half of it is on the internet. I was like, wow, it was crazy to see that.
Wow, that's amazing.
So eventually, be careful what you do out there. Anything that gets recorded will be in existence forever. Show up
Yes.
when you least expect it.
Yeah, especially like that's 35 years later. You said 86, yeah. So
Guess so, yeah.
yeah. So apart from the shows we've discussed, what are some of your other favorite shows or you've been in video games as well? So what about them?
Well, I've also worked on a radio series produced by Focus on the Family. My buddy Will Ryan, who I do the YouTube show
Yeah, as you
with,
said, yeah.
tell you later, we've both worked on that for 34 years. It's
Wow.
called Adventures in Odyssey. It's played all over the world. It's a faith-based show, and it's terrific. It's really well produced. So I'm really thankful to be a part of that. And of course, being on Muppet Babies was huge because I was a big Jim Henson fan,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
very, very, very thankful for that. And then I also got to work on Grim Fandango when video games were kind of new. It's an amazing game that they remastered. If anybody, and it was produced by Lucas, so it's very, very cool game. The script and the artwork,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's something to check out.
What console was that released on, if you can remember?
No. I think let me think. Maybe Trying to see if I can zoom in on my face here. You're getting so much of my booth. No, no. Was PlayStation in existence at that time?
PlayStation was early 2000s, late 90s, late 90s.
I don't know, but I bet if I type it in right now, I'll tell you. Grim Fan